All right, team. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am not feeling too good today, so I'm going to do my best with you. I've rolled over on contracts, so we'll now be trading the March contract. If you're getting a funny gap up, just move to March. Stop trading on NQ1, which is going to show you both contracts, right? Just move it to the March contract. You should have nice clean data that way. And just changing all my charts so they all reflect this now. And then we're going to get straight into it. Okay. So on the daily, yesterday, closing all-time highs, peaking just outside the top Bollinger Band before trading back inside towards the end of the day. What do we expect today? Normally, we will print some form of inside bar versus these levels. Right, that will allow liquidity to be built for Wednesday for possible expansion higher. We're in a rollover week, so it is interesting. We can reprice that whole bar if we really, really want to. Moving to the higher time frames. From the daily, looking at the hourly. All right, we built up most volume up here. Point of control resting up high right now, 22,415-ish. Okay, so all bulls who bought this are in trouble right now. Anyone who took a swing short last night into close is comfortably in the money. And then overnight session volume currently building at 22,350, sorry. So this area here, right, is kind of your box. Inside here is the box. Outside of here, we have potential for expansion and failure. And the same the underside of it. All right, we have potential for expansion, we have potential for failure and trade back inside. Those are the kind of plays I'm looking for today. I'm trying not to diddle in this box too much. All right, I want to see a clear rejection to go lower, or a clear expansion and above to go higher, or something like this to go lower, or something like this to then go higher. All right, I need to see who's trapped in this market. If we're going to go lower, where are we going to test? We can think about value area low down here, 22, let's just call it 22,250, sorry. As I said, I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to get my digits wrong, so make sure you are back testing everything here. And then previous high, Friday's high as well, will become quite a key level, 22,180 down to that value area, 22,120, 22,100. All right, so if we're really going to do a deeper roll here, right, if we're going to roll, we can think about something like this. This would be a nice setup for Wednesday. If we roll here and then we get a nice cut, that would be a nice setup for Wednesday and rest of the week. But let's see what we get. Having a look at overnight, okay, Asia traded pretty much sideways inside of that end of day dump down. All right, the consolidation profit taking end of day on Monday. Asia traded inside of it. London broke down from it. Reclaim, tested Asia high, failed, back down towards the lows, trading midpoint at VWAP now. So I don't want to trade in this area. I want to think about these extremes. I do not want to get chopped up today, because if we're going to have an inside day, we can just sit sideways for a little bit of time. The other things we need to consider today, all right, I will do it on this chart. Tesla is having a monster gap up. Let's move you to the main chart. All right, Tesla, I'm on regular trading hours, extended. All right, Tesla is in parabolic mode. All right, and it has been for some time since Trump got in. But I would say since Thursday last week, yesterday was definitely parabolic, and then overnight, look at this gap up again from close. We're up another 20 points. $20 on Tesla, having a pullback for now underneath VWAP. So I've got one eye on Tesla, because Tesla's kind of been the strength in the market. If Tesla fails to break back above here, then I'm expecting some form of roll on Tesla, maybe to test this area here. And if it breaks down under there, then it can give back. Otherwise, we're bullish, right? We're bullish in the market. We're bullish higher time frame. If Tesla wants to keep squeezing out shorts, it's going to keep doing that. So I have got one eye on that, because it's the strongest thing in the market right now. Nvidia has weakness. All right, the opposite to Tesla has been failing and failing and failing and failing. So if Nvidia is going to make new lows down here and Tesla is going to roll and the other Mag 7 sort of have a bit of a consolidation or red day, then maybe we can get a slight fade in the market. I'm trying not to be too biased, but it's just something I'm aware of because I am bullish overall, right? Daily isn't an uptrend, hourly isn't an uptrend. So we are bullish overall, but if we're going to have a pullback day, some of these stocks might be key. The other thing I'm looking at is the VIX. All right, VIX gapped up again. All right, so this is what's becoming hard in this market right now. You can see since this pivot last Friday, all we've done is gap and go, gap and go, gap and go. We're doing it again today in VIX, trading up to those key 15 levels that we kept talking about yesterday. All right, this is putting pressure on the ES and the SPY. All right, we need to get to futures. The ES, all right, ES rolling over, complete opposite. Oh, I need to put that on the March contract for you. The complete opposite, all right, to the Qs, all right. You can see ES rolling over, making lower lows and lower highs since that pivot high yesterday. Very, very different chart again. So again, pressure being applied to this from the VIX. I'm gonna have to change this again, aren't I? Last time I'm doing this today. So those are the things I'm aware of. I'm very aware we're bullish overall. Sentiment overall is bullish, but if we're going to have a pullback day, it is possible that it comes soon. Just watching from the Mag 7 and VIX. Okay, so we've got big divergence in the market. I don't want to chase the market lower. I need to see the market either do a pump to dump, a pump, clear out the stops to a dump, or I need to see it get heavy, all right, versus overnight low, right, and trade back down inside range. Those are the plays I'm currently looking for on the market. Going to let it shake out, as we always say. Let's have a quick look at what we have coming up in today's session. Again, guys, I'm going to do my best to stay here as long as possible, but I've got a cold, as you can probably hear in my head. I'm all bunged up here, and I'm hoping it's just a cold, not a flu, because I feel very hot right now. No, what's the date? 17th. Let's have a look. Okay, news 9:15, 10 o'clock. Consumer confidence on home build. Oh, sorry, home building confidence. Nothing major to look there for the news. So, day before FOMC, remember, and 2 days before rollover. So, gonna join the chat now. See what everyone's saying. Catch up with you guys. So far, what's the poll saying? Can't even see the poll right now. Morning, is this Glenn, DJ, Miguel, Ryan? Yeah, you have a large gap, Ryan. Just move over to the March contract, right? Don't let it say NQ1. Move it to a March contract. That will fix it. Miguel, yes, I rolled over. Yeah, so hopefully I explained that to you, Ryan. But like when you type in NQ in your chart, you will get. How can I show you? You'll get this option. You want to click this and click on March 2025, or you can type in NQH 2025. All right, H contracts, what we're now trading. Morning, Coop. Morning, Mindful Matters. Jeff, Aid, Glenn, Christy, Marek, Redline Thumper, Rob, Mary, Tyson. Morning, everyone. Okay, so we're prepared for the day. Market about to open in 40 seconds. Remember, overall sentiment is bullish, but maybe we have that pullback coming in the market. I'm not trying to premeditate it. I'm just very, very aware of it, given what's going on in the broader spectrum of things. We have VIX gapping up. We have ES and SPYs gapping down. We have Tesla gapping up, and we have everything else neutral or red. All right, so big divergences in the market. They've been building and building the last few weeks. Like I said to you guys, this is always my least favorite week to trade of the year, just in terms of risk on, risk off. So here we go. Tesla opening up at 275. Seeing if it's going to fade or not this open. So sweeping London low there to start the day. See if bids come in and they look to rotate the market up or not. Tesla starting to give a little bit back, not a lot, still up 2% on the session. Nvidia down 2%, Meta 0.5% up, Google 0.75% up, Amazon 0.5% down, Microsoft and Apple pretty much flat on the session. So going to have to let this just shake out a minute. Here's the break of overnight lows. The question is here, do we get a sustained drop down? ES coming down into previous day low already. That shows you the difference in weakness across the market. Right, we would have to sell off another like 200 points, yeah, 300 points on the NQ to get to PDL. All right, so big difference in the market right now. Tesla starting to sell here, okay, 470s now. Remember, it was up at 485, I think was the high. Really starting to sell now. They're looking for bids at 471. Just going to let this shake out. Would need a retest of London low and it to stay heavy for me to feel confident about a short. I don't really want to chase as we're starting to break lower here. Looking at liquidity on the book, not a lot still. All right, rollover weeks. One of the reasons I hate rollover week is searching for liquidity on the book. Previous day low now taken on the ES. So does ES find a response here or not? Don't be forcing your trades today. Plenty of time left. Morning, OMZ. Good morning, everyone. Oh, gosh. Such a sore throat. So 470, starting to let go now on Tesla as well. Nvidia continuing to sell. Meta and Google strong today. They're the strongest out there right now. Dixie with that gap up. Dixie trading at 1522. And there's the big push after sweeping previous day low. So that was the liquidity hunt on ES. Like I said, if I'm going to take a short, I'll need to see it start to set up in and around this area. If we start to reclaim VWAP, then we probably squeeze back up towards the highs. All right, so previous day low swept on the ES. Very typical of a liquidity sweep type play. We're retesting Asia, London. Lows, overnight lows. Sorry, London lows, not Asia lows. See if and how we respond here. Plenty of time left. First thing I need to do is see if my copier is on, which it's not. Sorry about all the sniffling today, folks. I'm very sorry about that. We'll do my best not to do it too much, but it's not going to be easy. Okay, so market's starting to break down here. All right, NQ weaker here. ES still holding that previous day low for now. Yes, SPY trading back inside the range. SPY wanting to go and test its VWAP. To see where the bids come in here, or if we get a flush moment in the market. Starting to break down a little bit. Oh, really, Coop? I really hope it doesn't last 2 weeks. Otherwise, I'm going to have this all through Christmas. I really hope that isn't the case. But at the moment, it's just one side. I could feel it right when I got into bed last night. It started, and I didn't sleep well. I was up at 3 o'clock. Yep, trading into yesterday's initial balance high for now. Do we find bids here or not? 50-point range this morning. Like I said, ES has swept previous day low and is holding so far. But we are in a very clear downtrend on the ES with very, very different markets right now. VIX looking to trade back downside and potentially fill its gap, which will give ES some relief as the SPY trades into its VWAP. Q's much weaker on the session so far. So Qs, I want to see how they act versus 26s. We should probably put in New York Open again. Okay, want to see if we push and fail here, build some liquidity for failure, or if we're going to rebuild in here and look to come and attack these levels. Everything we talked about pre-market, same thing right now. So we're trading underneath the range right now, but I'm very, very cautious because overall we are bullish. Okay, so remember, any short you take today will still be counter trend versus the daily, the H1, etc., etc. ES still holding and hovering between PDO, previous day open, and previous day low. Are we going to start to break down and extend this range for this bear flag here? That's the question I'm asking right now. Looking good. Small trade here for extension down. Beautiful. All right, so starting to play out. Locking some gains in there. Oh my God, I'm really sorry. I'm going to try so much not to do that. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Tomac. Morning, Glenn. So nice extension of the range there. All right, just a short trade in here for extension of range. I'm being very, very pragmatic with my covers because remember, this is a counter trend trade. All right, any short today, even though we might get a trend day down, when you look at the higher time frame, it's counter trade. So the question is when and if the bulls come back in. Tesla giving back all its gains, right? That was the key for me. And Nvidia rolling over even more. Nvidia down 3.5% now. Tesla only up 0.5% now. All right, it's faded back 20 points now on Tesla. So at some point, we're likely to get a bounce on Tesla as well. Just be aware of that. But everything we talked about pre-market, definitely in the Discord, we talked about this potentially rolling over if Tesla gave back some of its gains. Remember, Tesla is up over $200 since Trump got in. We're not talking about a penny stock or a small stock here. We're talking about stock which has increased its market cap by about 40% or something since Trump got in, 30 or 40%. Incredible. Rejection there on the SPY versus VWAP. All right, I'm expecting a bounce at some point here, some form of relief. I'm not saying I'm looking for the long. I'm just being very, very cautious about continuation until we trade upside first. I want to see some liquidity taken out of the market. Here we go. So it's starting to put a little trigger of a squeeze upside here. We traded right down towards yesterday's value area low. Didn't quite get there. Had another 30 odd points to go if it was going to do it. When we talked about that pre-market, if we were going to roll over, had to look at these levels, 250s we were saying, and sort of 180s, right? But finding bids here for now. Remember, this can be building out some form of flag. It doesn't have to do it today. It might do this move tomorrow if it really wants to on that Fed rate, where we're probably going to get a 1/4 basis point cut. If it wants to come down here, we can look for this move tomorrow as well. So some relief here in the market for now. SPY trying to hold above previous day open, or the ES, sorry. VIX trading back upside, 1525. So if VIX starts to break out here, we do have an old supply block overhead. I'm going to have to go very far back to see that. What date is that? All the way back to the 25th of November. All right, will take us to a high of 1570-ish. If we can get through that, we'll start breaking. Market will get weak. So maybe one more retest of the low here potentially on the market. Can they hold the bids or not? Small range here still. All right, don't get chopped up in this range. Oh. Lots of liquidity built up here. If we don't reject this for a move down, then we're going to use it for a squeeze for a move up. Okay, very simple. If we reject it, you must take a partial into here because buyers have shown you that they want to be here. All right, so if we reject this, you take a partial here, you hold runners for a continuation trade. If we reclaim all this, watch out. All right, they can trigger a squeeze back up. Tesla's starting to find some bids now. All right, so market starting to settle down. All right, it's taken it almost 15 minutes. Remember, your 15-minute and 5-minute opening range trade are still on the table for you. Looks like it wants to trigger a little bit of a squeeze up to the London low, which is what we're doing now. View up above, trading at 350s. Plenty of room upside if it wants to do that move. Remember, overall, we're bullish. Into flow zones here. Trading back up towards the flow zones and New York Open. Question you should be asking yourself is this a bear flag or will this be the start of an inverse head? All right, one or the other. Your downtrends here. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. So we either reject this for continuation or we chop, reclaim, and squeeze up. Remember, ES has been the weaker of the two pairs because tech very, very less weighted in the ES. Overall, we have a mixed bag on the Mag 7 right now. Right, Tesla starting to hold some of its gains, driving back upside. So now up 1.75%, trading back over 470. Nvidia down 2%. Meta pretty much flat. Google up over 1%. Amazon down 1.4%. Microsoft pretty much flat and Apple up 0.5%. All the time Apple's over that 250, it can keep expanding upside. Remember, it has all-time highs now, so we're just going to keep ripping higher on a lot of these names. Right, if it traps shorts in, the name of the game for moves to upside will be to trap shorts in. It's always the name of the game. We talked about it yesterday. You couldn't be short yesterday. You had to understand that what it wanted to do was trap shorts in to squeeze higher. It might be what we've just done this morning down here. After, remember, this move here is where ES took previous day low and is now trading upside. What a screamer this is now. All right, so it seems like we are now going to use this liquidity potentially for a move upside. Going to wait for flow zones to flip and see what we can do. But it's a big, big move there on the market. ES fading that supply. All right, failing at that supply. Trading inside London now. So we have level here at 70s. God, I cannot stop drawing today. 70s, we're above VWAP now. If we clear out 70s, then maybe we go for London Asia high 425. All right, 425 would be the next spot to the upside if we're going to really shift here and start driving. ES trading into VWAP now. Tesla now 475. They definitely got a bit of a squeeze on there on Tesla. Do they give this back? Is this a typical Tesla move where they give it back? I can't imagine all those traders trading zero DTEs on Tesla. Absolutely nuts. Anyone who's been in swings for the last few weeks is good. My dad is extremely pissed off because he sold at 350s. That's an experienced trader with 45 years of trading under his belt, sold at 350s, and we're now at 475, so that's got to hurt. Okay, so you're going to look to see if it builds that liquidity on the right shoulder or not. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Do flow zones flip? Does it start to build liquidity? I'm just waiting right now. I've had a nice trade this morning on that little fade. I did trade a little bit overnight as well, seeing as I was up early with a headache. ES stuck under VWAP right now. All right, ES under VWAP. That's where it's stuck for now. All right, guys, do me a favor. I hate to say it. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Right, you will need to see it. The flow zones flip here and it build out liquidity for upside. We don't guess that bottom. Remember, VWAP's here. You will need to see it build out liquidity. Some form of flag, some form of liquidity for us to get long, and then above here, even easier for continuation. So far, repricing this move nicely. I can move this down to a lower time frame chart if you want. I just moved it to a 2 minute. I think I'm on a 2 minute for now. Yeah, 2 minute. So holding the gains, think about this level here we talked about. Right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If it's going to build liquidity out here, trigger the squeeze, it will aim for these and then these and this, and then all the way up here, previous day high. If it can build enough liquidity out. Remember, you're still early in the session, very, very early. Don't need to be forcing anything right now. Looking good though, isn't it? Starting to flip on a 1 minute. It's starting to try and flip the flow zones now. Okay, so all called out before we did it. All called out before we did it. Got stuck at lower time frame algo for now. You want to see it build out some liquidity here and trigger a squeeze up. And I would want to see ES join in for this. ES at VWAP. I'd like to see ES trade through VWAP, drive upside, and then you get a market squeeze out. Remember, take some profits today. We are in rollover. There is a lack of liquidity on the book. When I'm looking at liquidity higher, I'm looking at very small numbers right now, like 30 lot at 385, a 17 lot at 425. Like, I want to see 200 lots up there, not 30 lot or 20 lot, etc., etc. Okay, so rollover week, always tricky. Always tricky, but looking good for a long extension here, I would say. You have another 10 minutes until a new hourly bar, remember, and a new 4-hour bar. As long as this hourly can close strong up here, then you have a pivot low, which is clear on the hourly, near a value area low, and possible targets above. Look at your hourly chart, all right? Make sure you're not zoomed in. We talk about it all the time. Look at the hourly chart. We said we'd like a roll to either here or here, and then we'd be looking for this. So this is the start of this. This can be the flag and attack higher. Oh, gosh. Coop, I really hope this is not 2 weeks of this, mate. Really, really hope it's not. Still stuck at VWAP for now. Lots of shorts have their stop now at 371. So the question is, can we find this shoulder here or not? Market a mixed bag. Remember, we can also just have an inside day. All right, we can have an inside day. We talked about it. What do we like to see on the daily after a big move up? An inside day, because that allows us a little cool off period before we expand tomorrow. So I'm not necessarily expecting new highs, as in new all-time highs on NQ today. An inside day would be healthy for the market, especially given that we have FOMC tomorrow. All right, so unlikely we see huge risk on today. So repricing that 5-minute bar, stuck at VWAP, let it shake out. No need to rush here. If we get that right shoulder, it's going to be clear and obvious. All right, if we get the right shoulder, it'll be clear and obvious. We will get a squeeze and you just be able to join in for that run higher. If it fails, watch out below. All right, if we don't get the right shoulder, you cannot be taking it. Look, flow zones are flat for now. It's trying to form some form of squeeze. It wants to get going. Question is, can the market get enough ads and breadth wider than just tech? Cannot keep relying on 1 or 2 stocks out of the Mag 7 to do the heavy lifting. You need other markets to start joining in, like finance, etc., etc., healthcare. We can have another look. Finviz this morning, everything red this morning. All right, so everything red in the market breadth this morning. Here's your market. All right, flat, big red, big red, big red in energy, red in financial, red in consumers. All right, big red across the board other than healthcare, which is why the SPY is gapping down. VIX trying to hold on to its gains around 15.15s, right? On a 10-minute flow zone, we are still holding, right? We're in trend up on the VIX in a 10-minute. So I have to be a little bit careful here across the market. If VIX holds its gains and wants to trigger the squeeze, then SPY is going to struggle. VIX starts to roll over, and we can have that squeeze up on the indexes. Back to point of control here on the session. You still have 6.5 minutes until we get that new hourly bar and 4-hour bar. It's probably what I'm going to wait for right now. Trying to build that right shoulder out, but lacking any follow through here as ES gets stuck at the VWAP. We're trading midpoint of the session as well. Remember, you're just trading mid of the range. We're underneath New York Open right now. Tesla, absolute monster. Now at 480, all right? It's got everything back. So that dip this morning was soaked and driven right back up 3.5%, right? The last few days, it's been up over 5% on session. Insane. Nvidia, the only heavy thing in the market right now. Amazon as well, a little bit heavy, but Nvidia down 3% right now. Flow zones are flat. No buy trigger here came in, right? We didn't get the buy signal. We're not above it, and we haven't quite flipped it. Needs to build more liquidity out. You have to be patient. You will get a buy signal here if and when it's ready. Just like we got this sell signal, you will get a buy signal if we flip. Right now, repricing into this area. This is what you're looking for, this. If it fails, if it doesn't do that, you can't get long, all right? Don't guess it. You don't want to be guess, blow up. Don't be doing that. Bit like yesterday. Don't guess the short yesterday. You don't guess the long today. Take it when the momentum is there. ES looking a bit better here, though. ES driving up to its lower time frame algorithm now through VWAP. So Q's not getting going to the upside, but ES is for now. So now stuck between lower time frame algo and VWAP on the ES. So building liquidity out across the market. You can see it here in the higher time frame, building liquidity out. Lower time frame currently bearish. That might flip to bullish soon. We are in a liquidity building phase until we get above this. When we get above this, that liquidity building phase, which happens between lower time frame and higher time frame, will finish. If we get below this and trend down, then we're going to get a bearish market. All right, so these and these are key to the market building liquidity. You can see how it dances between them. All right, when it's building liquidity, it dances between these a lot. Be patient, be a sniper. So 4 minutes until your new H4. I still think this wants to expand upside. It's just a question is it ready? Here's VWAP here. ES looking good. ES back to its lower time frame algorithm. There is liquidity above for the market to go and search for. It's going to make it hard timing it into the new hour, all right, which is unsurprising. Market makers will never make it easy for us. Back to VWAP here. QQQs are above their VWAP. So we're above New York VWAP. We're at overnight VWAP right now. Thinking about a long here if we can really show momentum. I don't want push pull, push pull, push pull in, what is this? A fairly big range actually. Watch your ATR, up to 30 points right now on an ATR per minute candle. So just be careful with that. Yeah, 30 points average per minute candle right now. Be careful. As in, be careful with your sizing. Trading at point of control right now, above value area low, but trading right at point of control. I'd like to see us get above POC for a potential squeeze upside. Right, I'd like to see us get above this level here and do this to come and run these stops. This will be key. This is our pivot into 430s. Is that right? Yeah, 430s. This will be key. So there might be a trade up here. We will be partial out here. If we fail, we might expect lower. Remember, still doing the dance. Where was the liquidity earlier? It's still the same play. We're still thinking about, can it do this? We are building nice liquidity for upside moves as long as it can hold, but going to wait again for this new 4-hour and hourly candle. Those will be key in my opinion. To see where this closes into this hourly candle, what it's looking to reprice. It's actually been quite efficient. That move yesterday, because it was a grind, in terms of an hourly, it's been quite efficient. Four-hour rebalance would need to take out 220. We look pretty good from a 4-hour point of view right now. So now I'm aware of this channel as well. Again, flow zone still no buy signal. Telling you it's a pullback sell now for now. So they are expecting lower prices. I'm going to still wait for this hourly candle. Still waiting. Hourly candle, 4-hour candle coming in 20 odd seconds. Yes, failing at that lower time frame algorithm, cannot get above it. Same as NQ, cannot get above lower time frame algo. So new H1 bar here. Say how it acts into 325 and 350 will be key. we're really going to have continuation downside. Tesla's so strong, up over 480 now, 482s. Nvidia in a sell, rest of the market in a sell other than Google pretty much. So retesting, it looks like wants to retest towards low of session. Do buy a step back in there. Looking at the book still, there's really nothing on this book, which is what's hard right now in rollover. No big magnets that we're looking to draw towards. So watching this H1, be careful if the H1 just sweeps the lows and turns back inside. If we're going to expand, then you can look for it into 250 and 180s. So momentum staying bearish then. Never got that flip on the flow zones. Here is your low of day. ES trading back into previous day open. VIX trying to trade back upside towards 1525. Here's your double bottom on the market for now. Do they come and sweep and take this liquidity? Expanding lower now. In this for a break. Beautiful. Can we drive down to this algorithm then for this liquidity build? Just trailing down with it. So finding bids just in front of this higher time frame algorithm for now. I'm watching ES closely to see if it's going to break down. Tesla has failed at its highs. Okay, so this is a tricky market today. I did warn everyone pre-market, especially in the Discord room, what I'm looking at. Tesla and Nvidia are really, for me, the key signatures with the VIX in the market today. I know that seems kind of odd, but they have really done the damage in the market the last week or so. So I've got eyes on those. So expanded the lows, swept the lows. Remember, this is the hourly low. I said be careful. So I'm taking profit into here. Be careful of a sweep and a drive higher now on the hourly. Remember, your hourly bar has swept this and is turning inside. So look at an hourly bar. If it starts to print above 12s, then any shorts on that hourly bar might be trapped. Their stops are probably at 20s. You understand what I'm talking about? Remember, on the hourly bar, any shorts that took this for a breakdown into value area low, right? They need to see continuation lower under this wick. If we start to turn inside, this is where hourly based trading shorts get stuck. Remember, we can trade down to here if we have continuation. Not easy today. You have to be careful. Remember, every single short is still a pullback on the higher time frame. High time frame average showing 22,101. I don't know. Are you on NQH 2025 or are you on NQ1, Tyson? Or have you got it on Ninja? If you're on NQ1, it's because NQ1 will be calculating it with the gap up. If you change it to NQH 2025, it would do a proper calculation. Oh my gosh. So every pop being sold into so far. Yeah, that'll be it, Tyson. Yeah, nice. ES looking weak. ES under previous day open. It's coming to search for its lows again. All right, so ES looking to tap into previous day low again. At some point, we expect buys in the market, right? We are coming into areas of interest in the SPY down at sort of 603, 602s. All right, and that's from multiple times, December 3rd, December 10th, and December 13th. All right, so we're trading into areas of interest. This is where buyers stepped in Friday now in the ES and SPY. So just be sensible about where we are trading at. On Ninja, I have us as we just hit that higher time frame algo, interestingly. So they're calculating it differently with rollover. Again, these are some of the reasons I hate rollover weeks. Really messes up your levels. Liquidity on the book looks thin all the time because they're playing on two different contracts. You have a rollover algo who's constantly trying to move from December to March contract. And you have your EMAs and flow zones and boxes all in the wrong part. Even VWAP makes it really, really hard. I hate trading rollover. I especially hate the rollover at end of year. But today has been a good day. I'm up very, very nice on my accounts right now. There is volatility in this market. So ES and dangling down towards previous day low yet again. Remember, don't get trapped at the lows. Let it build out liquidity and prove to you it wants to move lower. If it's going to do this, we trade down to here, and we can trade down to 50s and 180s. If it starts to reclaim, remember we're trading, we've already, this really here is value area low, this area here from yesterday. This is where we know they will want to hold for a trade back upside. Remember, every short, everything here at some point is the end of that trade, because this is the counter trend higher time frame. The pro trend is upside. What do I mean by that? Let's zoom out. Remember, we're on a very low time frame here. This is leg one, this is pullback. Leg two will be up here. Just depends when the pullback leg finishes. Okay, so understand that shorts today are counter trend higher time frame. Do not forget that they are counter trend higher time frame, especially on the NQ. Pretty choppy today, still inside of the initial balance. Initial balance currently 100 points, is that right? It is 100 points. It doesn't look 100 points, but it is. So trading back up to the area where we last failed. So you have lots of stops here. So if it triggers, it will trigger here. Otherwise, you stay short for continuation lower into those areas we talked about, 250 and 180. My sinuses. ES then looking at its low of day. Yeah, I know, TR. It's fine. It's just what I hate doing is having bright lights on me with 4 or 5 monitors around me when I feel like this. It's not fun. But yeah, man up. I should man up. You're right. So ES trading towards its low of day, looking to sweep more liquidity down there. NQ trading upside. What complicates it is the fact that every pro trend change of direction begins. Yeah, exactly. Every change of direction begins on a 1 minute, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. It's definitely what complicates it. That's why we don't pick tops and bottoms, right? We join afterwards. Let it put in a change of character, break a structure, and then we can join in. Again, very different markets. Yes, looking weak here. Back towards its previous day low. Does it find bids down here, or does it start to snap? NQ trading back to the midpoint of its New York session, underneath New York open for now. Tesla hovering at that 480 mark, right? If Tesla gets going, we all know where it's going. If it wants to get going, it's going to 500s. I bet there is a huge option level up at that 500 level. I've not looked, but I would put money on it. So can they get that move and make their money before FOMC or before the year end maybe? So ES again, trading lower, testing its low of day, previous day low. $482 now on Tesla. Amazon 1.5% down, Nvidia 3% down. They're the weakest in the market right now for the MAG. Just talking about the MAG. Can we get a breakdown here on the NQ to join in? ES now swept those lows. One eye on ES here. Sweeping its low of day, sweeping previous day low, staying heavy for now. Plenty of time left on a 5-minute bar. Trading back upside, trying to test previous day low. Now, do the sellers come back in here at previous day low and keep it heavy? The answer so far looks like yes. Is this bear flag going to play out? Looking to join some of this for a move down here. Just scalping my way down on the Qs. Very nice. Can I get a breakdown here underneath the current low of session? Moving my stop down with it on this bear flag breakdown. Watching ES, using ES and VIX as VIX tests its high of day now. Back into the supply zone on the VIX. All right, so VIX needs to break out of 1530s for a drive up towards 1580. Partialing out here more, being very, very cautious here because I know we are coming into and around that value area low. Remember, I keep talking about it. This area here, 50s. I don't want to be short too close to 50s. If we start to really let go, it'd be fantastic. So continuation here. Looking to hold runners for a further breakdown. ES looking very, very weak as it trades back into 20s and under now. ES can come down and do a full mean reversion into 108. Very different markets. I keep saying it. We're divergent across the markets. ES probably an easier trader to the downside. If NQ is going to let go, it will be a nice trade, but it's a big if right now with markets frothy near all-time highs. Yeah, I knew it, Chris. Knew it. Morning, Greg. So ES staying heavy versus previous day low. Looking to see if runners can extend this range lower on the NQ through the low of day, through the higher time frame algo, maybe trade down into value area low under 50s. If we can get through there, I think we can test 182. I'm just going to check the 4-hour very quickly. Yeah, we need to trade through. This is the 4-hour exchange here, 265 to 250. We trade through that, 222 and then 185. Remember, don't get yourself trapped shorting the lows. You want to short the breakdowns. So it failed to hold this liquidity, used it, rolled over. So we're looking for continuation lower. At some point, buyers will come back in. Unless we go into a massive sell day. At the moment, looking at the MAG, it looks unlikely that we're going to go into that. It looks like we're searching for an area of value right now. Again, looking at the book, the liquidity on the book is so small. There's no magnets really. Finally, there's a seller coming in. 151 lot just joined the tape at 22,300. All right, so there is a seller there. He's just joined in the last few minutes. let's get these likes up, please, people. All right, 50 is the target, always the target. Let's get the likes up. So trading back towards that higher time frame algo, like we talked about. So make sure you're TPing out, take some profits, and then holding your runners. Yes, coming back into that key level now. Need to be cautious as it comes into a demand area. Can let go of it, of course. Just be cautious. All right, so on my Ninja Trader, we've just hit higher time frame algo. There's a little bit of difference here across Ninja and TradingView with the rollover. There you go. Little bounce off that higher time frame algo for now. Tesla now 10 points off its high. Wild, absolutely wild moves on Tesla today. Insane. Some bids coming in here on the market then on the SPY in that old demand zone, came right into it. Previous day low on ES is going to be key. Does it stay heavy versus previous day low and trade down? Some relief near that higher time frame algo then. Everything we talked about. Yes, trying to reclaim previous day low here. Trading back into that H1 level. Value area low on our session will be back towards 300. Remember, there was a seller. Yeah, it's still there. 150 lot at 300. The ES back through previous day low. Do you get continuation of bear flag here versus flow zones? That's what you're looking at. Remember, I'm still in runners here, looking to see if we break down further. Very careful now because VIX is in supply and ES is hovering around the PDL. So I'm very careful if we get a squeeze up here. So my stop's in the money. Any pivot back through flow zones, I'll be out. So far in the session, looking good. All right, here was the trap. Failed to get above, failed to print here like we needed. Rolled over, continuation, continuation. Can we get a breakdown, continuation? I don't want to be short down into these pockets though, as in I don't really want new money shorts down here. Value area low here from yesterday, remember. We're right there now, 50s. Hopefully some of you caught some of this short with me. Like just one more expansion low would be amazing. There we go. Can we drive down? Want to extend this initial balance low. Move your stops into the money with this now. Here's high time frame algo tag then. Value area low tag through here. Like I said, I think we can trade down to 80s. Or if they're going to stay heavy, we can trade down to 80s. Don't be joining this late. Don't be joining it too late. Sell a silt on the book at 22,300, 150 lot. It's starting to add a little liquidity on the way up here. Don't see much lower right now. Doesn't mean it can't come on the book, but like I said, not many magnets when we do the rollover. Oh man, I'm going cold to hot, hot to cold. Body can't make its mind up what it's doing. So watching this move into previous day high, all right, can we trade into 80s basically? That's what we're asking. This right here. This level we had drawn out before. If we trade through here, I kind of expect us to come down here. Somewhere in here, I expect there to be a bounce. The question then is, are buyers trapped overhead? Like we said, POC was up here. And do we trade up and reject it for our first lower high, lower low? That would be trend change higher time frame later on in the week or next week or January. Or is this simply going to be another higher low down here? Right, and when we think of how the market has moved, plenty of room. Right, plenty of room here to put in another higher low and go higher. So I wouldn't want to be short into this. Hanging around that higher time frame algo here. All right, we are dithering around it without big expansion down. I'm telling you that ES is in the first part of its demand block. Okay, so from sort of 18 down to 107 is a key area where buyers have come in time and time again. This is our fourth time visiting in here on the ES. They want to clear that level down, they'll have to sell really hard, and then you might get a waterfall moment. But going to respect what I'm looking at to the left. Buyers keep showing up here time and time again. So again, we don't want to be too short, too late in the move. Location iffy right now. Momentum good, right? Location here good. Location here good. Location here a little bit iffy. Even if it does this, which is very possible, you've got to be careful. Make sure you're managing your risk. If you're getting short in these flow zones here, make sure you are managing your risk and know where your entry is or thesis has then failed. You're looking at something like this right now, all right? Runners only at the moment have locked in very, very good money in this session. Any pivot or reclaim or squeeze or volume up, I will be out of this trade. Okay, any pivot up or squeeze up or volume coming into upside, I will be out. I'm watching the SPY and ES very, very carefully. VIX now trading towards 1550s. I need VIX to just explode, absolutely explode upside. Tesla giving back 12 points now since that high. Right, Tesla goes green to red on the day. We have a big waterfall moment. Nvidia now down 3.7%. Google starting to give back its gains, sub 200 now. Only 1/3% up. All right, it was 1.5% up at one point on the session. Microsoft very close to going green to red. Apple up 0.5%, holding its gains above 252 for now. Make sure you are paying yourself. All right, make sure you're paying yourself. Don't let this squeeze you out having not taken some profits. You will be very, very upset if you are that trader looking for a huge waterfall and you're not paying yourself at all. Nice rejection of flow zones. We are hovering in very, very key areas right now across all indexes. VIX 1458 here. Want to see clean break. Like I said, upside move on VIX. Puke out on the ES down towards that 20-day. That will allow the NQ to have some weakness as it drags the market down with it. This is your broader look at the market right now. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay, so Tesla and Google and Apple a little bit, but Tesla, the main one doing the work today. You can see Nvidia very red, Tesla very green. This goes red, it's a big problem for the market. Those in Discord, we talked about this at the open. I was talking about this at, I don't know, 7, 8 a.m. this morning, what I was looking for. Once I saw that gap up on Tesla and the gap down on Nvidia, it became a little clear what I was going to look for on the day. Not easy to get these counter trend trades, and definitely not the easier trade. The easier trade is that pro trend that we always talk about. Fresh low on ES here. Still in that demand block. It's quite a big block. There's 1550 on the VIX. Can it keep going now? That seller at 22,300 just left. All right, he just left the book. So I'm cautious of that now. Either he doesn't think he's going to get filled, or he doesn't like the trade anymore. So I'm looking to see if he joins the book lower down. If he does, then I know it's a bigger person looking to get out the market or looking to short the market. But he has left. There's no magnet upside now. He's left the market. So no reason for the market to search higher right now in terms of what's on the actual book. Why I love Bookmap. You will never see that on level 2. You need a visual aid. Bookmap really helps with that. So breakdown might be coming now that he's left. That would be amazing. Morning, Foster Scott. Can we extend this range? There are some buyers down here in towards 25 and 30, but again, not big lots. They are not big lots down here right now. TR saying, do many here use Bookmap? I'm not sure how many of you in the chat use Bookmap. Some buying coming in here, definitely a little bit of buying coming in here, or some short covering, more likely. So you can see it starting to step in. All right, I'm out this trade now. Hit my trailing stop. Like I said, if I saw anything like that, that was my trigger to get out. locking in some good gains. Hopefully you're all locked in some big winners with me there. It was a nice few trades there we had for those legs down. Can still do more, but I'm out this trade for now. Hit me with a W in chat if you took some of this short side with me. Made some money. Hopefully lots of you made money on that. So volume stepping in. You can see the volume starting to step in. I've got to move this up so you can see it, haven't I? There we go. Volume starting to step in with some short covering. All right, where did we get? Higher time frame algo. Mad that, isn't it? Higher time frame algo held. Okay, so anyone that says these don't work, higher time frame algo held for now. It's our first bounce off it. We've got a new 15-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute bar as we print the initial balance. We are still in a downtrend. We still have the chance to go lower, but your initial balance plays now matter. All right, so either an auction down or a failed auction or a failed auction already from the IB, and we trade back up to VWAP. All right, that's target from this trade is always VWAP if it can do it, but it would have to get through lots of pivots first. Downtrend still very much intact. We are in a sell on the session. So let's see here. Marek with the win. Jake and up one with the win. Miguel with the win. Jeff with the win. Ryan missed it. Don't worry about that, Ryan. Plenty more to come. Thumper with the win. Good work, team. Good work, team. So what I'd be watching here is the same thing. ES versus that previous day low, previous day open. Big L's. I'm sorry to hear that, Tyson. Feel free to hit me in Discord if you want to go over it. Rob Drag, very nice. Glenn, small win. OMZ, nice. Jake and up one. Wow, no one ever pronounces my last name right. Got my early bags, OMZ, very nice. I did get a very nice trade overnight on one account. I will show you what I hit overnight. It was on the old contract. Okay, but I took this short and I covered here and I took a runner here. Really, really nice trade while I was sleeping. And I woke up this morning early and made sure I locked in my gains. It was a big, big winner for me. So flow zone still holding for now. We have got this buying candle start to come in. We are still in a downtrend, right? There's no reason to be picking bottoms. It will become clear when it starts to go to an uptrend because the flow zones will support it. All right, we'll get a flag here, you'll get volume come in, we'll get a pullback into an imbalance, flow zones will support it, we'll get a change of character and we'll drive upside to here. Until then, you shouldn't be thinking about the long. Very much like yesterday, you shouldn't have been thinking about the short yesterday. I kept saying it on stream once we started to go. All we did yesterday was trap shorts in for moves higher. They just got cooked and cooked and cooked and so exhausted. And then what we did end of day was trap swing buys in, right, at highs who want to buy end of day. Very common for swing buys. And if you swing to buy end of day, well, they got cooked. Volume moved, point of control was up here, and they woke up in pain. All right, so they start to sell back down to areas of value where we think about maybe buying the market back up again. Zooming out is so key. I cannot say it enough. So many traders, new and old, get too zoomed into the market. Yeah, I'm definitely done on the day. I mean, I say that could always trade a bit more, but I think I'm done on the day. I'm up. This is the best day I've had for a while, mainly because of that overnight trade. Oh my gosh. All right, still in a downtrend. Market is trying to put in a higher low here for the first squeeze. All right, so there's your signal. It's trying to put in a higher low here. Anything here long is early because flow zones aren't supporting it. Yeah, very common, Greg. Very, very common. I went and reviewed a few people's trades last night. I even had a look at some of the other channels, like even Top Step were trying to short in the morning. Just no reason to do it. No reason to do it. When we're in breakout and we're driving higher in all-time highs, there's no supply to risk against. There's no reason to do it. Look how much easier the short was today. It made sense today, didn't it? Like, even if you're a noob, right? Here's the play from yesterday. All right, pull back, curl, explosive move upside. There's your volume. Buyers trapped over there. So we get over that. We look for long continuation. But after a big move up, what do we expect? A pullback. All right, so the short today is a pullback. And then we think about long. Timing is key. All right, why be the guy who's like short, 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 blow up, when you can be the guy who's either long, or like me yesterday, I was begging for the long down here, I think it was. It didn't come. Was it down there, or was it, I think it was I can't remember, it was the old contract, but it was 800, didn't come. All right, so I missed a lot of this, and then today I make my bags on the way back down, and if we come back down to an area, I will buy it back up. All right, so just zoom out all the time. Try not to pay attention to people in the market calling tops and bottoms. Very, very risky. Calling a top in a market moving higher is very, very risky. Remember, we're at all-time highs. There's no reason to sell right now other than profit taking. I think the sell will come, and I think it will come Q1 2025. I think there's a big, big sell coming. So double bottom there, holding for now. Again, it's building liquidity out, right? Here's your range. Here is the structure, all right? If we start to do this, opens the door for the IB to VWAP type trade, yes? So I'd be looking for that trade if we start to pivot. I'm done on the day. I'm not like, I'm trying to not let myself trade anymore. This is my first, I almost don't want to say it. It's my first 5-figure day I've had for a long time. I'm trying to not let myself over push. Always hard when you think I'm up and I play with house money, but it's often the danger. Especially when I don't feel 100%. Breaking rules, really. My checklist says, do I feel 100%? Do I feel well? Not really. I wanted to show up for you guys, but probably shouldn't even be trading today if I'm truly honest with myself. Okay, so potential for a squeeze up here, all right? If it keeps holding the initial balance low, remember, you haven't had a true pivot yet, but it is trying, but this can still just be building liquidity, which is why I'm saying I would much rather you see some form of pivot. If you're looking at the M5, you need to be careful. We sold down from here, all right? So expect sellers in here, but if we start to do this, this is a true squeeze. This will be definitely the end of the pullback if we start to do this move on the higher time frame. So it's starting to squeeze out here, like we said. Now it's taking out flow zones. Now you've got the break of structure. What's the aim here from the initial balance? It is VWAP. It's always VWAP. That's the aim if it can do it. Let's put in a New York session VWAP as well, just in case, because we do have decent range on the session. Where's my 9:30 candle? The open. Okay, so deep pullback basically. Blue line is New York session VWAP. So we're almost there already. All right, so we talk about this every day on stream. IB to VWAP. We get through VWAP and we hold, sweep that liquidity. Maybe we go IB high. So well done if you're taking this. Like I said, you would be early in this, but there was good RR off the IB for this edge to edge trade. All right, edge trade into VWAP. This is your TP now. So first TP into 300, then you should be thinking about liquidity into 318, the next VWAP 325, and then runners for initial balance high. If they're going to trigger this squeeze, if this is the end of the pullback on the higher time frame, they can trigger the squeeze. It depends if true buyers start stepping in here. If those shorts got trapped at that low, like I said, I don't want to be short down here. You're asking for trouble. I had you on the wrong chart. I don't want to be short down here. We kept talking about that. Don't be short too late in the day. These are profit target areas, old value area low. What did we say? 50, 250? Where did we get to? What's the low of the day? 244. So we were pretty close on that. 250. If we broke 250, 225. So here's VWAP into 300, right? This is New York session VWAP into 300. ES now trying to get back through that previous day low. Like I said, previous day low to previous day open key on ES. It's holding those bids that we talked about. The start of demand on ES was 118. That demand goes all the way down to 107. And the 20-day for the full mean reversion would be 108. So into deep pullback and VWAP. Please respect this, right? This is average price of the session. Make sure you're paying yourself. If you took that counter trend, or sorry, not really counter trend. If you took that long, make sure you're paying yourself into VWAP and then you're holding runners. You will want it to hold this area here. This is where shorts got trapped. So you will need it to hold 70s, right, for continuation. If it doesn't hold 70s and it fails in here, then you get this move and they will attack the lows. If you're going to take this is a tricky move down here. You must pay yourself. You must pay yourself because you're running out of downside room. ES again rejecting that previous day low. So you need to see, do buyers step in here? This is what we were just talking about. This is probably a 50% pullback. Do buyers step in here for continuation? If not, you build this out for a lower move. Remember, this is the range. Like I said, you have to pay yourself into VWAP. It hit its target. Big rejection of previous day low there. Market heavy other than Tesla, all right? Apple's up under 0.5%. Everything else is red other than Tesla. So it is keep popping. So into that key level here, does it produce a higher low? It will need a break of structure through VWAP for a higher high. And that's quite a decent sized candle there. Sellers will want to protect this. They will want to force this. Buyers will want to hold this. This is battleground. Remember, this is battleground over multiple time frames right now, with buyers looking to see if they can finish the pullback and sellers wanting continuation back down to lower prices. You have multiple time frame traders fighting against each other in this area. So it looks like they're holding very nice. Like I said, they would need to hold this. Pull back. They'll need to get through this level now. And you'll need to see this for continuation. Looking very, very good here, though. Love to see ES join the party. I'd love to see ES join the party for potential further longs. Very, very tempting to take this. I'm trying so hard not to take this. Looks so good right now. That higher low looks very good. Here's your break of structure. It's absorbing nicely. Again, ES not through previous day low. That would be my only worry here, is ES not through that previous day low. I don't love that. There you go. Lovely move. Lovely move versus this. So through this VWAP, next target, this VWAP, low time frame algo, IB high. And obviously this liquidity here. So if you took that, well done, pay yourself, make sure you pay yourself. This should really be printing a buy signal already, starting to turn. Yeah, really sick. Foster Scott started last night. Grim. Absolutely grim. Sweating buckets right now. Perfect time, just in time for Christmas, eh? Perfect time to get sick. I wish mine was allergies. I thought it was allergies when I started sneezing last night. It's definitely not. So again, stuck at VWAP, so you need to make sure you're paying yourself at VWAP. We want to see flow zones start to support. Just be careful if it builds out too much liquidity here for that trend line liquidity. Stuck at 300. All right, that psychological number of 300. Do they let it through that? $10 minutes until you get a new hourly bar. Oh, man. ES back to previous day low. It's just stuck around these areas on the ES. Holding flow zones there. There's your buy signal just starting to print. So you need to see expansion here, but it's looking pretty good. Joining this long. Not linking the accounts, not trying to be greedy. When I am joining this long. Squeeze up here, come on, get through 300. Remember, new hourly bar in 10 minutes. Don't forget that. Think about where these hourlies are transitioning right now. We're very, very close to those levels in and around 307. Tesla back towards 480 again. Wow, just insane. Insane strength. Hourly transition, very, very key. You can see it on an hour from the previous hour to this hour. Look at where we're trading at. It's a key level. It is a key level. Again, not much liquidity on the book to aim for, as in on the actual level 2 and book map, because we are in rollover. Would like to see just a squeeze up to VWAP and then through it. That would be phenomenal. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful. Pay myself a little bit here, guys. Making sure I'm paying myself a little bit. Remember, we've got the buy signal. We're expecting a move back up to VWAP. So a stop run of sort of 19. Remember, we're coming into a new hourly bar. We're at value. Sorry, we're not. We're at just above point of control now. So expansion into 25 would be nice, and then 50s. 25s and 50s is the aim, looking at the H1. I would want to do it, see it do it before the new H1 bar. Don't want a deep pullback here. I will stop out in the money. Very close to taking me out in the money here. If this rejects 300, I'll take this off. ES looking better if it can hold above previous day low after sweeping it and drive up towards VWAP. Need SPY to join it. NQ rejected its VWAP. All right, so NQ's cash VWAP, we just rejected it. What's Penny saying? Have lots of hot ginger drink, put powdered ginger in coffee brewer, or boil a fresh ginger. Use a bit of sugar. Yeah, good idea. I've got lots of ginger next door, actually. Nice drive here, looking really good. Just a little concerned about the time. 7 minutes left. Into the top of the M5 then, rejecting there. Sorry if I move my jaw and stuff, it's just I'm so bunged up. Yeah, still got a little room to go if it really wants to, but again, like I said, I'm very cautious on this H1. Very, very cautious. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm trimming some here. Go on, one more big squeeze. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Beautiful. Trimming some more. One left. I want to get this through VWAP and then try and let it run. Only got one on, so I can't really take it off at VWAP. Stopping the money still. Hopefully some of you got some of this long with me. Okay, taking that off there. I don't want to hold into the new H1 bar. That's the only reason. It's nothing to do with structure. It's just about timing right now. Any of you take that long with me, or any of you still in this to the long side? W's in chat if you locked in, made some money with me for the long side there. Still has room upside if it really wants. Just a little cautious. We're starting to build sort of a liquidity channel here. So I don't want this to roll over down here, sweep everyone out, which is very, very possible into the H1, right? Which is why I took it off. Tyson, big W's but still red. All right. Don't overforce it, mate. Yeah, don't overforce it. Don't try and make yourself green on the day. Take them as they set up. Yeah, base hits. Nice, Foster Scott. One runner still in. Yeah, very nice. Nice thumper. Good work, guys. Good work, team. Starting to reclaim flow zones on a 5-minute here. We're starting to reclaim them on multiple time frames. But I'm only concerned about the time. That's all it is that the H1 might need to go and scoop some people out before it expands if it's going to do it. Obviously, the long is not valid if we start to come down into this area here and expand lower. Right, we're not buying down here. We're looking for this momentum long upside. Be very, very cautious. It might need to do that. If it comes too low, I don't love that trade. I think then we probably do this, depending what ES does. All right, bear with me, guys. I'm going to be right back. I need to get some meds. All right, guys, you're looking good. You're still looking good. You're still looking good here. Ryan, small L with a small W with a long. Good work. Glenn with the W. What's difference about my VWAP? Mine shows 322s. I mean, it's pretty close. 321.50s. About right. This VWAP is just off New York. So this one's just anchored on New York, right? So we can delete that now if you want. Ryan, hard to trade, especially scalps need to figure out my issue with the number of stops aren't changing automatically when I sell some. I have to still manually change them out. So contracts, I understand, mate. We might need to move you off trading view potentially into Ninja or something. We get rid of that for sure. John Dennis made 3,360 done for the day. Thank you for your help, Alex. You're welcome, John. Great work. That's a big, big number. Be very, very happy with that. It's great trading. New H1 bar here, guys. So just be cautious in case it needs to do manipulation before it drives. 4 more likes needed on stream, please. Aaron and Taylor, New York VWAP, that's what you're missing. Yeah, so SPY trading at VWAP right now. QQQ trading at VWAP right now. All right, so I pay attention to all the different VWAPs. Oh, do you mean the flow zones? Well, I'm talking. It's funny you say that. They actually emailed me this morning, Ninja Trader. What did they say? Can I find it? So Chris over at Ninja Trader, I've been dealing with a guy called Ryan. Chris is trying to help me at the moment get it ready for the ecosystem. So it just depends if I can code it or find someone to help me. Gave my winnings back, but it's okay, still grinding an eval. Yeah, just take your time, Redline. Great push there on the spiders. All right, ES starting to get going now. So ES at VWAP, SPY through VWAP, QQQ just through VWAP. And we just tagged it on the NQ. So what is the common trade off the initial balance? It is to VWAP. That is your main target. That is your low hanging fruit. Anything above this now is a bit of a bonus. Okay, it's a bit of a bonus. Yes, I think we can drive higher. Yes, I think the daily has a chance to drive higher. But what do we talk about? It's very probable we have some form of consolidation. Why? Because when we go to the daily chart, what would make sense? What do we do every time we do a big drive? Pullback day opens it up for a big drive. Pullback day will open us up for a big drive. What would that drive be caused by? FOMC. Quarter base, cut, boom. Unless they priced it too much in, and then we come back to here. Now, this is the dangerous trade, which I think sets up for 2025. This trade is what I think is going to set up for 2025, right? Don't know if it happens here or if we have it further up, but with all the divergences that are happening, big squeeze, a lower high, a lower low break, and a trade back into and around this area where we know buyers truly stepped in. I think that is highly probable, or somewhere around here. Move like that is probable. It's just a question of when. Can't be guessing that move. That's when you start shorting tops. But so far, this made sense. This daily play made sense today to happen after a big drive last night. So we can just do this. We can just trade sideways inside initial balance, build the liquidity, use that liquidity for the news event tomorrow. Make sure you've paid yourself some money if you took that long. It's a very nice long up into that. And just holding runners now to see if you can continue upside. I'd say it's a good chance it will need to sweep some liquidity at some point. You are looking good. So it's pretty easy if you followed the flow zones today from the open. Here's your open, sell. Pullback, sell. Like we said, we were waiting for the long, never got the signal, sell, long. 3 trades. If you do exactly what it says in front of you, you got paid money. If you want to get this indicator, it comes for free when you do the Flow Zone course. Right? Flow Zone course is a one-time fee, $499. You get this indicator, you get 20 hours of on-demand education, you get my playbook, and you get access to the Discord room. Nice, Foster Scott. Yeah, I don't mind that runner still going. Are you trading ES like normal, or are you on NQ? I think ES will need to trade you'll need to trade sideways for a little bit to build out some liquidity, I think, to go and attack 61.35. Just check this downtrend on this as well. Yeah, there's a strong downtrend. If you go from yesterday's high and then you pivot it to sort of 11:30 at night, and then again this morning at sort of 6:30, you'll see that strong downtrend. Just make sure you respect that when you come up to it. If we start to get through that and build liquidity sideways, I think you build that inverse head and shoulders. I'm looking at a 5-minute here when I'm drawing that, by the way. Yes. You want to see strength through VWAP. And remember, we're in a sell day. This isn't just for Scott, just for everyone. Remember. Not a lot looking good on this board right now, other than Tesla. All right, so we're in a sell day. We're in a pullback day. Don't overstay your welcome. Runners only for expansion. Make sure you are paying yourself, making sure you're locking in profits. No gym for me today then. I was thinking I was going to do a 5K run and a HIIT class, but I don't think that's going to happen. So psychological number of 300. Just be cautious if it starts to roll here. It will search for liquidity lower, like we're talking about. It has that strong trend channel. This is the move that I was talking about. This is what I was worried about into the new H1 candle. You have stops here and stops here. It might just want to search for these before doing it. I'm not interested in buying the market back down here, to be honest. If we're very weak, I think we can roll or trade sideways. I've made my money for the day. For me, low-hanging fruit trades have been and gone, right? This trade here down to here was a low-hanging fruit. This trade here back to here was low-hanging fruit. That's two low-hanging fruit trades. Do we need to overstay our welcome? We do not. We definitely do not, especially in a rollover week where we have FOMC coming tomorrow. Do not overstay your welcome, folks. Yeah, mate, you might be right. I've got a feeling. Well, it's weird. I went out for dinner last night and picked it up as soon as I got back, which is odd. So sweep of liquidity and a drive higher then. So where was the trap? It was under. Wow, jeez, what a drive. Wow. So one bear trap and we go. So you should be runners, remember. Trading back up towards New York Open. Did anything trigger that, or is that just shorts getting forced to cover there? Just going to have a quick look at some headlines here. So ES back to IB high. Yeah, really nice trap. Really nice trap. Like I said, it will probably want to search for liquidity lower before it goes higher. And it did it, what, in like 10 seconds? I can't see anything. I think it's just a technical play. I mean, volatility was high then, wasn't it? 30, 40 point candle. Yeah, don't worry, Foster Scott. It happens. Like I said, that trend line, this just looked ripe. It looked very, very ripe. When you see these guys here and these guys here, and they just got whacked. Dunk, dunk. Bulls are in control now, for sure. Shorts about to get their faces melted. ES holding the key levels, trading back up to its initial balance high. NQ trading at the New York Open. Very, very nice squeeze. So we're still not through the M15, but we are through the M5. We're starting to signify to the market that the pullback might be over. All right, so we're starting to flip. Think about it. We have taken out this pivot, all right, saying that we want to go higher. We go to an M5. We have taken out this block, signifying we might want to go higher. So if we go down to the H1, if we take out this block, then we are signifying that we want to go higher. This was the pullback leg to go higher. We talked about it. Drive higher, pullback, create of some flag or W, drive higher, right? Continuation. The easier trade is the long when it's ready, and it's definitely well and truly ready right now, isn't it? Wow. Look at the difference between how hard these trades were to where we get momentum upside and the bulls go, right, new all-time highs, we want to go for it. Let's go. Right? Because we've got every time frame trader now trading in the same direction, which is upside. So ES through now, through IB high. Now, can it pull back and base and hold above it? NQ with a little way to go. VIX failing. Look at that huge fail off 1560. Right, trading right back down to 1520s now. Is Nvidia starting to get a bounce? Nvidia starting to get the bounce, right? Nvidia might have put in its low. I'd watch Nvidia for a break over 130, 130.50 basically. And then 133, right? If Nvidia can start to break above that, market can really get some bullish sentiment because Nvidia very, very heavy in tech right now. Tesla just chopping around in range, holding its gains. Meta driving back upside. Google driving back upside, trying to find a low to get back towards 200. Apple just absolute monster. 253.3. There you go. Tyson, call it a day there, my friend. Or if you're holding a runner, hold a runner. But make sure you do not close your day red now. Yeah, don't swing too big now. Don't try and be like, right, I'm going to get really, really green. Make sure you're closing your day. At least break even. At least break even. Nice turnaround. It's not that hard, is it, team? Look at the signals in the New York session. It is not that hard. Just make sure you pay yourself and pay yourself and pay yourself. And don't chase and don't chase. Can't be thinking about a long here. If we squeeze up, so be it. But you are extended from flow zones, from support. All right, the long will need to be here somewhere. If they want to roll this, they will roll it. All right, if they're just like, we're going to need to build more liquidity before we go higher, so be it. You're looking good. Multiple time frames look very, very good here. Look how good the hourly looks now. What do we talk about? That transition on the hourly here through point of control. Back up towards these last few hours, 50s, 350s. We said 3 point of control. We'll be thinking about 20s and then 50s, right? These wicks and then these highs. Very, very solid. Thumper 3 for 3 and you're done. That's lovely trading, mate. Lovely trading. I reckon there's some traders that forced the shorts today. I would not be surprised if you looked at other streams and saw them forcing the shorts at low of day. Nice work, Glenn. Yeah, that's all you've got to do, mate. You've watched that video. It's all you need to do. Base hit $100, $100, $100 over multiple accounts. $100, $100, $100. It will add up. It will really add up way quicker. And then you start to grow slowly from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 micros, and you $150, $200. Yeah, exactly. $1 million per year video. It's the way to do it. It is the way to do it. So ES back to its IB high here. We haven't quite hit it yet on the NQ, but we are trading at the New York Open. So momentum is bullish. Multi-time frame is now bullish. All right. Expecting continuation higher now. That's what you need to be looking for. But you need to be looking off good setups, good levels, good patterns. This flag looking like expansion wants to happen here on the NQ back towards your IB high. So if you're still in runners, you'll be looking for IB high. Above IB high, we can look for the Asia London high, Globex high. All right, we have a double top up there at 428. Might as well call it 430. If we run that double top, I promise you we're going to all-time highs. All right, so next level I'd be looking at really is 370s and then 425 and then all-time highs. Looks so good right now. That pullback was enough for the market for buyers to start stepping in today. Can you show that last move up where would be the latest spot to enter before being too extended? Yes. Yeah, you could have taken it back in after the trap. I'd say here would be the last one. Once we swept, that's always a good signature. Buy here, partial break of structure, partial lower time frame, partial initial balance. Yeah, so any of these flags. But this sweep here and then a return back in as a very, very good signature that we're going to go higher. You will recall I kept saying it will need to sweep liquidity. There it is. This is your signature of going higher. This bar right here, buy it. Don't want to buy it up here. Right? Need a return in. Even better, some form of trap again would be lovely. Otherwise, you're going to need to wait for some kind of sustained move above here, which is what ES is trying to do. You're holding New York open. That's a good sign. No worries, Myron. No worries at all. Those of you who have not traded with Traderify, right? They currently have a special deal on 66% off for a 150k growth account. You can only have one of those accounts, right? Use code FZT. That's a good deal. And they also have one for the, I think it's the advanced accounts, which are $15 for 100k. Again, use code FZT. Only one per customer. They're limiting it. One per customer. Lots of sales on right now. So here's the pullback. Like I said, you don't want to buy the extension of the range, right? And just get out of the habits of doing this. Let it cut back down to support. Put in some form of bullish pattern. Remember, this is the low that created this high right now. See if VWAP holds, things like that. Zoom out to the M5, the H1. What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do here? Where are we trying to go to? Can we get a shoulder here? Another structure of shoulder in here for a flag for extension. We don't force it. The pattern either plays or it doesn't. We've had some really nice moves today. Like I said, we can still be a range rotational day. Do not forget that. We can have an inside bar on the cues, setting up lots of stops for tomorrow. Which platform is easier to buy and sell? I kind of hate TradingView. Math isn't my thing. What do you mean, Matt? Oh, you mean putting in the stops and stuff? I like using Ninja. Ninja is my preferred platform for executing on futures. Just depends. You can't do it if you've got a Mac, although there is a web and mobile version coming, but Ninja also works with Trader8. So you can have Trader8. Lots of people like Trader8. You can have a bracket order system in Trader8. I think it makes it nice and easy. I don't trade on Trader8. I have done, but Ninja is my preferred platform. ES failing IB high, then trading back down to VWAP. So ES has done a failed auction of its IB high, trading back down to VWAP. Like I said, this can be an inside day. Don't get chopped up today. Chances are you had the easy plays on the day already if you've been trading with me since the open. Oh, didn't mean to do that. No. So back down to view up for the Qs. So again, you'll be looking for bullish continuation if it gives you that pattern, a W pattern or inverse head and shoulders, anything like that. If we start to fail, then you think about flipping. But right now you look very, very solid for continuation. Most of you got it right from the look of the poll. Most of you said we would chop today, 57% saying it would chop. Looks good so far, doesn't it? Looks like it's a chop day so far. So again, pull back to flow zones. Can you get some form of continuation or inverse head and shoulder type move for a continuation high and a base above the initial balance high for a confirmation of a trend day? Right now, you're trading at a very sensitive area. You're at the New York Open, just above the VWAP. I'm going to try and stay here as long as I can, guys, but my eyes are really starting to pound a little bit. There's a big part of me thinking I'll save myself for tomorrow. How many of you in chat are up nice money and made your target for the day already? If a lot of you have already made good money, then it might mean I can take a little break a little bit earlier than normal. Feel like I've done my duty. I think we've had at least two, if not three good trades together today. So most indexes trading back to VWAP right now. You would need to see, I would say on a 5-minute basis, you want to see 320 to 300 hold, and in fact VWAP hold even better for continuation higher. Right, what I would not want to see is it start to roll back into these areas under here. Come on, draw it, Alex. Sorry, guys. Under here, all right? This is where sellers were today, all right? This is where they got squeezed. Hence, trap down here, they probably added. Signal candle, we were in a buy and we squeezed them out. You need to see these sellers remain pot buyers, as in we come back down, you need them to buy back the market and get out break even. You don't want them to be in the money down here, all right? So you don't want this drive to be too deep. We've already done the trap required to steal the liquidity here to drive higher, all right? So you just want all of this to be holding and building liquidity for higher moves. Don't force it if it starts to make lower highs and lower lows and roll over underneath these key levels. Don't be forcing that buy. Remember, you're mid-range here in terms of your initial balance. So far, you look good. I would stick with looking for continuation upsides. Just don't be guessing the bottom. Remember, ideally, you are in runners from here or here or here, right? So ideally, you've paid yourself some and you're holding, looking for expansion. And if it proves itself for a trend day above initial balance, we can think about an add. SPY and ES holding VWAP then for now. Remember, they did clear out the IB and they have failed. All right, so you've had a failed auction on the ES. Don't forget that. Joining up with chat, Rob Lowe. I'm really impressed with this bloke's acumen. Thank you very much. OMZ, more than enough. Get your rest. Chris Atlas, if you were going to start futures trading, would I go with Top Step or Traderify? You're coming from 0 DT options trading, which have burned you every time. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised you got burnt there. That's probably why they've been built, to take money from people. What would I start with? I would say, what is your trading style and what is your win rate? What I love about Tradeify is they have 3 different accounts. You're looking very good here, by the way, team. Continuation, look at the flow zones holding, looking very, very good. You have 3 different accounts with Tradeify. So are you looking to do an evaluation, or are you looking to do straight to funded would be the first thing? Are you a scalper, or do you like to hold positions a bit longer? That would be the next thing I'd be thinking about. No, don't worry about that, Tyson. Like, slightly red is not a big deal. You're on a heater. Don't even try and force your way back to green in the market. All right, don't even try and force it. If that like I said, make sure you're locking in. Don't let the market take you back to a big red day. Right, you've worked your way pretty much back to break even. That's a result. Never try and look for too much after you've been red on an early session. So yeah, sorry, going back to you, Chris. So I would say, if you're an experienced trader and you want to go straight to funded, go with Tradeify. If you're looking to do evaluations, then it really depends what you're looking to pull out of the market. TopStep are changing the rules at the moment in terms of payment, but they're both very, very good. They both pay very quickly. Actually, Tradeify pays much quicker than TopStep. Tradeify requires a 20% consistency rule once you're funded. TopStep doesn't. So if you're a trader that some days might have like a, I don't know, 5-10 grand winner, and other days have $200, then probably go with TopStep. If you're fairly consistent with your hits, then Tradeify also works great. The other reason I like Tradeify is they don't require you to trade on Project X or TopStep X to be able to use a 10-to-1 conversion of micros to minis. So what I mean by that, if you want to trade, let me put this the right way. If you do a 50K account, for example, with TopStep, you can trade 5 minis or 50 micros if you use TopStep X. If you don't use TopStep X, you can use 5 minis or 5 micros, right? So they try to get everyone on TopStep X by doing that. If you trade with Tradeify, you can use 5 minis or 50 micros no matter what platform you trade on. Yeah, so there's another reason why I like Tradeify. Plus, they've got a ton of sales on right now. Yeah, and tons and tons of sales on. So I think code FCT on mostly, not on the straight to funded. Straight to funded, you'll get 35% sale. On the other ones, you'll get between 50 and 65% sale right now on the other accounts. Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they? They're very useful, these indicators. Well, at least you're on stream with me. At least you're on stream with me. Hopefully that will help you. So looking good for possibly that inverted head and shoulder type move. This type move here. All right, like we talked about. You want it to hold this New York Open now. This is basically sellers try once, sellers try twice, they get stuck, and we use their stops, which are currently at 56, to expand higher. If we go through the initial balance high, make sure I'm on the right chart. If we can get through 70s, remember you're looking to target 426. Right, if this starts to fail, respect it. Do not fight the market. If it starts to fail here, failure would need to be a dive back down underneath this. Then this is where I'd be very, very concerned about trading the market in general down in this box. I don't like this as an area. This is where traders are going to get chopped up, I would say. Interesting today. Bonds and treasuries all down, and we fail to move higher. Dixie, very close to that 107 breakout. Very, very close to the 107 breakout. Gold holding its gains. 652s, pretty solid still. Bitcoin holding its gains. I honestly think Bitcoin has a huge move in it still. When I have a look at Bitcoin, I don't think we are extended at all. Not really. I mean, we are, but in terms of being parabolic, measured move to 109. And if we use this liquidity wick, which trapped everyone, still has move up. Yeah, I still think Bitcoin has the chance to base here and put in a para move. One last big push, because I think one last big push where retail chases becomes the exit. Bit like what we're looking at here. That exit's probably down to here. Right, one last big push becomes the exit. Probably. Again, it might happen in January. It's very similar to what I'm looking at for NQ. Very, very similar. Will this take me back to NQ if I do it? Hey, there we go. One more. So again, inverted head and shoulders still holding that New York open. You still look bullish. We are holding the flow zones. It still wants to drive higher. Mag 7 looking pretty good here. Check the rotation on Nvidia. Nvidia starting to put in an inverse head and shoulders. If Nvidia can get through its lower time frame algo, like I said, it has the chance to squeeze out today on Nvidia if enough are trapped. Maybe we just have an inside day on the market. Very, very possible. In fact, I would say very, very probable. Oh. All right, team. If it's okay with you, I'm going to leave you half an hour early today. I just think there's more chance of me trading with you tomorrow if I can get my rest now. I've got my sore throat meds. I've got my nasal spray. I've already taken a load of drugs. Not the good stuff, not the fun stuff, but stuff to make me feel better. You look good here, team. You look really good here. So what I would say, stick with the trend. What's the main trend? It's upside, isn't it? We had the pullback. We finished the pullback. So far, it looks like we finished the pullback. We have upside. So I'm going to just remind you, stick with the trend. If we're going to be in a range rotation day, the only thing I'd be careful of is if we steal this liquidity and we fail the auction back to VWAP. All right, remember, you can use anchors. Use anchors. You can use an anchor off the low. This is where the average price of volume is off the low of day. So if we fade through the VWAP, these will probably end up catching it in all honesty. But if we fail the auction, this is the type of move I'd be looking for if you're a trader looking to trade the edges. But remember, higher time frame says we want to move higher. And this right here is basically a giant flag. So respect the levels. If we start to get through here, we look to take this out. If we get through that, we look to take out previous day high. Ideally, they don't do it today. I'm going to be honest. I would love to come back at end of session and just see us doing this, because this leaves nice targets for us tomorrow. That makes it a lot easier going into FOMC if we have clear liquidity. But for now, stick with trend. What are we in? We are in a lower time frame bullish market and a higher time frame bullish market. So we don't guess the tops on the trade, right? We join the trend, we join the trade. Pullback is finished. There's your expansion. Hopefully some of you are still in this. Make sure you are paying yourself into the initial balance high. And then, like I said, you're holding runners for the move into the Globex high, which is this orange line up here. Okay, 425, that's where you're holding runners into. Be careful of that pivot into 400 as well. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Congratulations, everyone. Great trading today. I think most of you are considerably green. Just great work. It's the same ladies and gentlemen turning up day in, day out, making money and learning their lessons. I love trading with you guys. It's so fun. Be back with you tomorrow. As always, 9:20. Sorry, I'm West Coast, so it takes a minute to figure that out. 9:20 in the morning for pre-market analysis, and we will trade through towards lunch. It might be a shorter session tomorrow if the market starts to dry up, right? Remember, tomorrow morning Expect some weird moves on the options chains, expect some weird moves, liquidity rise, then it will probably dry up, and then we go back into FOMC at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Powell, where you're going to get more volatility. Remember, it's rollover. I cannot say this enough, all right? This is the worst week of the year to trade. You have wild volatility, thin moves, and we're frothy at all-time highs with divergence. Please be careful. Please use hard stops. Please lock in money. Pay yourself. Don't go into Christmas really upset, all right? Big love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.